And we are live. This is UFC 209 Woodley versus Thompson 2 Bro Picks. This is Ricky.
What's up, guys? This is Justin. Let's do a little recap from last card. Thanks, Elias. I mean, I won big on Elias. He really, I thought it was a good performance. I don't agree with the 30-27, obviously, but I think he easily won the last two rounds. And I was sweating, before that fight because Mutanti was a lot bigger than him. But I knew that Elias had the better cardio, man. And, I mean, he kind of gassed out a little bit in the third round, but they both did. But one thing about Elias is that he always finds a way to win. Like, you just can't hate on him that much anymore. Like, he's not like a dominant fighter. He's not going to be a top 15 guy, but he could be soon. But I mean, he just gets it done, man. And he has a lot of heart. You got to admit he does.
He does find a way to win. I'll give him that. And yeah, man, he won. Props to him. I didn't bet on Mutanche or him, but I was you almost convinced me to bet on him. I felt dumb after not. But yeah, man, all props to you, man. You deserve that shit. You were confident. You called it, and you pretty much shut everyone up, bro.
Thanks, man. I was nervous though. Dude.
It felt good, huh? It felt looking good, I bet.
It felt good, man. I mean, I was pretty nervous though, I will admit. But I mean, dude, I thought he was gonna win. So I mean, it happened. I did pretty good on my bets. I mean, I only lost one. I went 6-1. I know you did pretty good too. But yeah, man, he came through for me.
I did bad. I did bad last card. I lost on Hector Lombard and the other guy Talib.
Oh, I thought you went even. My bad. Well, you only lost two. So who cares?
Yeah. Well, next card. This card is gonna be better.
Yeah, man. We don't need to talk about the last card. Let's get into this card. This is a really sad card.
What other good fights though? No, I still want to talk about it. I just kind of forgot. What was the good cards other than Henrique? I totally had a bad read on him. You know what I mean? I totally thought that for some reason that he was gonna come in like unmotivated, but it was like kind of the opposite. He was very light on his feet out there and looked like he was having fun. I thought for some reason he already had retirement on his mind. Gonna run right through him, but
it was a close fight, dude. I mean, I picked Lombard too. We were wrong on that. The main event, we both picked Lewis. I mean, dude, Derek Lewis is a badass. He's
a beast, so man. Yeah.
I love the guy, but I will say this: if he fights Francis Ngannou, he's gonna get starched. Francis is gonna smoke him.
I know. I agree. Ngannou is just will fucking smoke him real easy. But what happened in the beginning? Did you really think he had to take a shit or what? Or you think it was because he got the wind knocked out of him?
I think he got hurt, but I mean, Derek Lewis has a lot of heart, man, and he finds a way to win. Like he really does.
He pulled through. He's through. Tough dude, he was hurt, whether or not it was from a body shot or from taking a dump. He still managed to find a way to survive that first round and fucking take him out in the second. Right? That was sick.
Yeah, man. I don't like Travis Brown, dude, so I'm happy that he beat him.
And then he started talking shit, asking where Ronda's fine ass was.
Dude, that was the funniest press conference ever, dude. Derek Lewis is legit, dude.
Oh my god, that shit was funny, dude. Did he have fake belt too afterwards or something like that?
Yeah, and then he was saying he needs some time. He needs some time off because all the sex he's been getting.
Yeah, man, what a beast, dude. He's just boss, yeah. They're gonna ask a lot from him because I mean the UFC heavyweight divisions kind of need some people right now. It's gonna be him, Ngannou.
It does, dude.
Not too many people out there in the.
Not really. I like Justin Ledet, but I know he's coming off of he got tested for something. He got in trouble for something, but we'll see what happens. How long his suspension is, but dude, there's a good card. I mean, there's a lot of good finishes, a lot of good fights. Ponzi versus Taleb was a good fight. It was a close fight too. So I mean, I tip my hat off to everybody that bet Taleb. That was a very close fight. So it wasn't a dominant performance by Ponzi. I mean, it was 29-28, and Taleb's tough. He really is. But Ponzi's ranked now in the 15th in the division. So we'll see how he does. I think he should fight maybe Cowboy Cerrone. That'd be a good fight. But yeah, dude, enough with this card. We'll get started with this card. I mean, dude, this is a very good card. We got a big debate coming on Ferguson Khabib. The lines aren't out yet. I mean, only a couple of them are. I already made a big bet on Ferguson. We'll talk about it later. But any shout outs you want to do before we start?
Well, yeah, we'll go give a shout out to the boys on Twitter and the Easy Money campaign, Ma and Dan and Z and Will. Follow those guys. Follow Will Martin, Rockstar Z, Mahipal, and Half the Battle. Those guys know what's up.
Yeah, man.
What about you, bro?
The same four, man. I mean, we talk to a lot of dudes on Twitter and Facebook and stuff, but the same four always help us out. We talk to them all the time, and they help us for sure. I mean, Will's definitely helped us out on our channel. Half the Battle and Dan, I talk to him all the time. He's definitely helped me out. Z's a good dude. And Ma, dude, all four of those dudes are good. There's other dudes in the Easy Money campaign. We can't mention all of them because it's gonna ramble on for like 3 years. But you guys know who you are, the best group in Twitter. And thanks, guys. So let's get started. The first fight, we got Albert Morales versus Andre Suqba. I don't know, Suqba. I can't even pronounce it, but you got Morales.
Soukhamthath. I don't know either.
Suqba. Yeah. Anyways, we got Morales who's 6-0-1. We got the newcomer Andre's 11-3 making his debut. Both these guys are taking this fight on short notice. I'm gonna have to go with Morales. I mean, I think he has a little more experience. He's been in the octagon, twice. He had a draw with Alejandro Perez, and it was I think he won that fight. To be honest, he looked good. He's a very tough dude, man. He's aggressive and he has a good chin. He's good on the feet. And then he lost his last fight against Thomas Almeida, but it's Thomas Almeida. I mean, he fought him in Brazil. The first round was close, but then Almeida hurt him in the body really bad. But it's not like he got knocked out. I mean, he just got hurt to the body, and he's coming back. A couple months. I don't think this Andre guy is ready for a guy like Morales. I mean, he could be good, sooner or later. But watching his last fight, he was winning the fight, but I mean, he got hurt really bad, and then he got a flying knee, which is impressive. But I just think that Morales is going to be a little too much for him, and it's a pass for me. I'm not going to bet on it. We'll see how the line is, but I'm going to pick Morales. I think he gets it done. He needs it too. So I got Morales by a decision. What about you?
Yeah, I think this should be an easy win for Morales, to be honest. I don't even know who this guy Soukhamthath is, to be honest. I did try to do a little bit of research on him, but I couldn't find much, and it just seemed like the league he was on was just kind of whatever. So I didn't really bother doing much research on him. But yeah, you pretty much just said everything I was going to say about Morales on his fight versus Almeida. He took that fight on short notice, and to be honest, he was able to stand and fucking bang with him, and to me that was kind of impressive, especially short notice on the killer like Almeida. To me, I think Almeida's probably top 5 in that division right now, especially in striking. So I don't know, because I mean, to me it was him and Cody Garbrandt. That fight was like going to be the one that was going to be the next star, and those two guys I think are. Anyway, not to talk too much about Almeida, but Morales fucking took it to him. So I think it's gonna be an easy win for him. But I don't know if I'm gonna bet on it just because I don't know. Because I don't know much about the other guy. But I'm gonna be going with Morales with the win. Yep. On to the next fight.
Yeah, dude, call the next fight.
All right, next fight we got Amanda Cooper. She's on Tough. She's 3-2 versus Cynthia Calvillo. I think she's 3-0 or something, right?
Yeah, she's 3-0.
So they're both pretty green, but I would say Cynthia's a little bit greener. The Tough House was pretty competitive, I would say, and Amanda Cooper probably fought the better competition, I think. I don't really think Cynthia has really fought anyone that I know, but I think if I'm going to go with the guess, I'm going to go with Cooper with the win. She's just pretty tough. And I know that's not a good thing, but it's just kind of a guess. I don't really care much about the fight. Who do you got? You probably got the girl from Alpha Male.
I do. I agree that Cooper's fought a better competition, but I do know that Calvillo has fought in some really good girl in her amateur career. I don't know what her name is, but apparently she's like on a run right now, and it was a big win for Calvillo. And Calvillo trains Alpha Male. I'm not sure what ABC trains at, but ABC, she's not really like dominant at everything. She's decent at everything, and I do think that Calvillo has a very good ground game. And I don't think ABC has the best takedown defense. And I mean, you saw in her last fight, she barely beat Anna Elmos, and Elmos, retired. She's not that good at all. So I think Calvillo is a little greener than ABC, but I think she's going to get it done. I think she's going to get a finish in this fight. We'll see what the odds are like, but I like Calvillo. I like her training partners at Alpha Male. She trains with a lot of dudes, a lot of good dudes, and I think she's going to get a finish. And if she's the dog, I'll bet on her. All right. So next fight, we got Tyson Pedro, who's 5-0 versus Paul Craig, 9-0. This is a very good fight, and I know a lot of people in this fight are picking, or a lot of people are picking Paul Craig, and Paul Craig's good. I mean, he's undefeated for a reason. He's 29. The Bear Jew is 8 wins by sub and 1 by TKO, and he won his debut very impressively against Luis Henrique. Henrique, is not the best. I mean, he's definitely declining so far in the UFC. But Tyson Pedro is really green. I will admit that Paul Craig probably is more well-rounded, and they both have solid ground games. We haven't seen much of Pedro on the feet. We just saw his quick finish over Calvillo. But, man, this is a very close fight to call. I like both these dudes. We'll see what the odds are like. But if Tyson Pedro is a big dog, which I think he might, I think I might have to take a shot on him. I think Tyson Pedro, I like the fact that he's, really young and really green. You don't know what you're going to see from him. And Paul Craig, he's – go ahead.
You know what I like real quick? That he choked out Calvillo. I like that he choked out Calvillo.
It was impressive. But, Paul Craig's been around for a long time. That's the only thing. He's a good veteran. I know he's really good. I just think it's just like something tells me that Tyson Pedro's going to get this win. It's not like a confident pick, but, I'm going with my gut. I think that he has enough to get a win. I don't know by what. I don't think he can sub Paul Craig, but I think he can weather the storm and stay out of, trouble on the ground and maybe get a finish on the feet. It's not like a confident pick. I don't have a lot of information I can back it up, But I just think Tyson Pedro doesn't get it done, but not a confident pick. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna bet on it, but I'll put it in the comments below if I bet on it. What about you?
Yeah, bro, I'm gonna have to agree with you. When I saw Tyson Pedro beat Calvillo, it was very impressive to me because Calvillo hit him with some heavy shots in the beginning of the fight, and he was able to eat him up pretty well. And it kind of shows that he has a chin because if you can take a shot from Calvillo, you can take a shot from a lot of people in the 205. He took a shot from him, he took him down, passed his guard, took his back. It was very fucking sick and clean. As to when Paul Craig fought De Silva, it was more of a slugfest. It was kind of a little bit
war,
more,
yeah.
It was a war. It was a little slop. It was more brawlish, kind of sloppy-ish, if you were to ask me. As to Tyson Pedro's ground game was very, it almost made it seem effortless, but maybe that just goes to show how bad Calvillo is on the ground. But I don't know. Pedro really impressed me with that fight. So if he is the underdog in that, I might have to take a shot with you as well, man, because he really impressed me against Calvillo. But next fight, it's going to be Mark Godbeer versus Daniel Spitz. I have, who you got for this fight?
I got Godbeer in this fight. He has UFC experience. He fought Justin Ledet. He looked pretty decent early, and then he got subbed. But he didn't. I don't think a lot of people saw that takedown from Ledet coming. I think Godbeer was kind of shocked by that. And Daniel Spitz is making his debut on short notice. Supposed to be top Duffy, but Daniel Spitz is not that good, dude. He's a jobber. He probably trains. He probably works at Burger King right now. And he has that tall man defense. I don't like it at all. He's really tall, but he just does not have good defense. And I don't think he's that good. So I think Godbeer is pretty good on the feet, to be honest. And I know him and Paul Craig are training together, so that should be good. 2 guys, both train the same card. But I got Godbeer. Not a bet, but I got Godbeer.
Yeah, so do I.
All right, man, good. Next fight, we got the first fight of the prelims. We got Yuri Alcantara versus Luke Sanders. We got Yuri, who's 33-7. We got Sanders, who's 11-0. I also, this is a very good fight, too, but I'm also going to go with the dog, man. I like Luke Sanders a lot. I know he's facing a long layoff. He hasn't fought in a year. He's coming off an injury. But the kid's really good, dude. He's been around for a long time. He's fought in Strikeforce, RFA, and he's a very good wrestler. And Yuri Alcantara doesn't have the best takedown defense, and I think that Luke Sanders is going to put him on his back. He does have good hands, too. Has a good left hand. He fought up a weight class in his debut against Maximo Blanco, and he got a first-round finish. He looked impressive, man. Yuri Alcantara is a very good fighter. He's been around for a long time. Good veteran, good wins, but he's inconsistent, dude. You don't know what Yuri you're going to see, He got a win his last fight against Brad Pickett, but I don't trust him, man. And if Luke Sanders is the dog, I'm gonna put money on Luke Sanders. So if Sanders is the favorite, which he could be, I'm gonna pass. But Sanders is the dog, I'm gonna bet. I do think Sanders is very good and he has a promising future. So I got Sanders. What about you?
I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna have to disagree with you on this one and go with Yuri. I just think he's fought the better competition. You know, he has got some losses, but those are to some pretty tough dudes like in Jimmy Rivera or fucking like Frankie Sainz or Uriah Faber. You know, those are like top 5 fucking guys in the 135 division or so. But I don't know. I just think Yuri's fought the better competition, so probably gonna have to pick him for the win. On to the next fight. Unless you got anything else to say.
Yeah, I got one more thing. I think one thing that concerns me on Yuri is that it's really hard for him to make 135, and he's older too. He's been around for a long time, and I mean that weight cut for him is really hard. And I know Sanders is a natural bantamweight, and he's a big bantamweight, so I think he could. I don't know, man. I think Luke Sanders has very good cardio, and I just think that he's going to be able to, get a nice grindy decision on him. I think he can take him down at will and just smother him. I think he can stay out of subs too. So kid's undefeated. I know he hasn't fought in the competition that Yuri has, but he's good, dude. So I think Luke Sanders is going to be a good prospect in this division. But it's a close fight. All right, man. Call the next fight.
All right, next fight we got Mirsad Bektic, who's undefeated. He's 11-0. He's going to be fighting against Darren Elkins, 25-5. And if you ask me, I think Bektic is going to get the fight, get the win. What about you?
Yeah, I'm really high on Bektic, and I know a lot of people are saying that he's overrated and stuff, but I think he's really good. I know he's still young. He's 25. He hasn't fought that much, but I don't think he has any injuries right now. He looked very good in his last fight against Russell Down. Before that, he killed Lucas Martinez. I mean, that was a dominant performance. He has very good footwork, and I like his boxing. His boxing is super crisp. Trains with the American top team. Trains with Masvidal, Covington, all those killers over there, and he's fast out there, man. He has a good jab. Very good wrestler, very good ground game. He has no holes in his game. I know his first fight against Chad Skelly was a kind of a questionable fight because he got he got KO'd in that fight, but it was like a DQ. It was like a legal knee for Skelly, and the way that he rebounded from that and still won the fight, that was impressive. It shows he's very tough and he has heart. So I got back taking this fight all day. I'm definitely betting on him. We'll see how the line is, but I'm gonna parlay with him with someone. But Bektic's one of my most confident picks, and I'll be betting on him for sure. All right, so next fight we got Marcin Tybura versus Luis Henrique in the heavyweight division. This is a very close fight. Both these dudes are similar. They're pretty underrated heavyweights in my opinion. They're both outside the top 15. I got Tybura though. I think Tybura is better on the feet than Henrique. I think Henrique has a good ground game, but I don't think he offers that much in the feet. And Tybura is good everywhere, man. I mean, has a good ground game too, but I think that he has good subs as well. I think Henrique has the better ground game, but on the feet, I just think there's a mismatch. I think Tybura is way better than him on the feet. So I think Tybura is going to get this win, and it'll be a pass for betting for me. What about you?
Didn't Tybura just lose against Johnson?
No, he lost to Johnson in his debut, and then he starts Victor Pesta.
Oh shit!
But Timmy Bendick,
I didn't see the Pesta fight. I didn't see the Pesta fight.
He starts him with.
I only saw when he lost.
Obviously,
I didn't see that fight.
Henrique's fought the better competition. He fought Francis and all that.
I was going to go with Henrique because I was going to go with Henrique, but I mean, I didn't see that fight. So the impression when I saw when he fought Johnson was just kind of sloppy, and Johnson just kind of held him up against the cage, and he didn't really do much about it. He just kind of got bullied in there, and like Luis Henrique is probably going to do the same thing with him. Just have his way. He's going to big brother him. Probably going to out-grapple him, out-power him, and probably get the finish, ground and pound. That's what I think.
Henrique?
I'm probably going to go with Henrique. Yeah, I think it's kind of. I thought it was easy. I didn't see that. I didn't see his last fight. I just saw his fight against Johnson, and he just kind of just looked like a over.
Are you going to bet Henrique? I'm pretty sure he'll be the
dog. What?
Are you going to bet Henrique?
Is he the dog?
Yeah, he's probably going to be the dog. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe, but I don't know. What? I just don't. I don't know about these heavyweights. I'm already I'm a bit on another heavyweight. I don't know about two for one. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'd rather go with Pedro if he's the underdog.
he will be. But yeah, speaking of heavyweights,
Because
you call the next fight. I know you're anxious about that fight.
next fight, he's one of my favorite heavyweights right now. It's Mark Hunt. He's going to be fighting the once known as Overeem, but now more like the Undereem or Overeem. But yeah, man, All-Star Overeem has had some troubles with performance and had drugs in the past. And in my opinion, he hasn't looked the same since. I don't know if he's still taking them or not, but ever since USADA, he's been kind of deflated. His chin is suspect. And I don't know, he's just not the same anymore. He doesn't have the power. But he still does have good kicks. He still has that range, and he knows how to. He's considerate of his chin. He acknowledges the fact that he's able to get knocked out. So he fights pretty smart now. But I don't know. I still don't think that's going to be enough to get away from Hunt, because Hunt he's used to fighting with a reach disadvantage. He's used to having the shorter reach. But he's very good at getting inside and finding a way to connect. He's known for that walk-off KO, and I just think it's going to happen again. Reem, he just got knocked out by Steep, and he got knocked out pretty bad, I think, and probably, in my opinion, probably wasn't enough time off. I don't know. I just think like after you get knocked out like that, you should probably take a year off before your next fight, because like I don't know, he's probably hasn't been training that hard, but who knows? Some people do very well afterwards. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I don't know. He just got knocked out, so I'm assuming it might make it easier for him to get knocked out again. You know what I mean? So I'm going with Hunt for the KO. He's dog money, and I don't know. I've just been kind of fading Reem but not. I don't know. Not really. I had him against Arlovsky, but I bet Stipe against Reem, and I cashed on that one. And I think if I bet on Hunt again, I think I might cash again. So I'm probably gonna have to go with Hunt with the KO. Maybe I might do a bet inside the distance, just because I don't know. A bet for inside the distance with Hunt is nice, and then I can also see a decision for Reed too, but I don't know. I'd probably rather go with just a straight bet on Hunt to go with the safer bet, just because I think I like Hunt in this. What about you?
Yeah, man, I like Hunt too. I'm not going to bet on this fight, but I just think that Overeem is like a little too cautious. I mean, trying to protect his chin. But if Hunt lands flush on him, he's definitely going to put Overeem to sleep. I mean, Overeem does not have a good chin. Hunt has really good hands, and he's definitely the tougher dude in this fight too. The only thing about Hunt is my concern is with where's his head at? He's just coming in this fight to get a paycheck. I mean, he's still mad about the whole Brock Lesnar loss and all that, the stuff. So. He might not be training. You don't really know, but he hits too hard, man. And I do think that he's gonna crack Al-Sar Overeem at some point in the fight, and it's gonna be enough to put him to sleep. You know how bad Overeem of chin he has. So I think Overeem gets too cocky out there too, man. So I think Mark Hunt just needs. Go ahead.
About his head, I don't know about that, because Overeem, he's like a known PED user, so like maybe Hunt might be out to get him. You know what I mean? Because he is a fucking roid user. He's probably like, dude, I want to put this motherfucking cheater to bed. Like I want to put him to sleep. So
yeah,
that's what I'm looking for. Like it's very hard to gauge where a fighter's head's at. You know what I mean? I totally thought that Hendricks was gonna be like out of the fucking fight, but he was more in the fight than he has been in a while. So I don't know. It's really hard to tell unless they've like said it multiple times that like I want to go to retire. Like I don't know. I think it's really hard to tell. Anyway, sorry. Go on.
That's cool. Yeah, I still think he's gonna win though. I do think that Hunt's gonna crack him and get that win. But yeah, man. I hope you win, man. I hope Hunt cashes for you. But yeah, I got Hunt too. So next fight we got Vannata, who's 9-1, versus David Teymur, 5-1. Yeah, this is a very intriguing fight, and I cannot wait to watch this fight. I'm definitely gonna be betting on Teymur in this fight. I know he's gonna be the dog. I'm anxious to see what the line is because if he's like a big dog, I might put more units on him. I'm definitely betting on him for sure. I think it's a very good fight. You know, Vannata's a killer, man. He fights like a wild man out there, but he has terrible defense on the feet, dude. And versus his cardio is a question mark too. And I know, he fought a good fight with Tony Ferguson, and Tony Ferguson is a slow starter sometimes, but he definitely gassed out bad in that second round. And against John Modesti, he had a very good head kick in like a minute. But David Teymur, man, is a 15-1 kickboxer. He has a Muay Thai specialist. I mean, he has very good hands, good takedown defense. He's good everywhere. And he's the bigger dude in this fight, too. Vannata is a 145er. So I do think that I don't think he can take down Teymur. And I think Teymur's going to keep it on the feet. He's a more technical fighter, too. And I think Teymur could knock him out, honestly. So I think Vannata's going to get cracked really soon because his hands are so low in his fights. And it's a very good fight on the feet because both these dudes are good. But I think Teymur's better. And I think Teymur has more tools. And I've been impressed with Teymur's 2-0 in the UFC so far. Obviously against jobbers, but still, he looked impressive against Swenson and Novelli. So I got Teymur in this fight. I think it's the faster dude, the more technical fighter, and he has better defense in the feet too. So I think he's more well-rounded than Vannata, and he has more power. So I got Teymur by a finish. I'll put it in the comments below when the line's out, but I'll definitely bet on David Teymur in this fight. What about you?
Yeah, I watched tape on both these guys. Watched tape on Lando. He's very smooth, bro. Like, yeah, his spinning back kick or his spinning kick to Bektic was so sick. It was so clean. I think everything happened perfectly for that one. But like you said, he fights with his hands down, and he gets hit a lot. Like when he fought Tony Ferguson, they were going back and forth hitting each other. And he just fights with his hands down. He relies on his head movement. His head movement is very good and it's very slick. But I feel like that can only take you so far. And you saw what happened to Anderson Silva. These days, head movement's not enough. You got to fight with your hands up. Unless you're like even if you're super sick, I think you still should fight with your hands up. That's just like fundamentals, and. So I don't know. Like you said, Teymur has a very good background in striking, and I would think he's a more fundamentally sound striker. So he fights more with his hands up. He's a little bit more technical. As to Lando, he's more movement based, and that is pretty good nowadays too because movement has been very key to a lot of people's success, like Connor. But yeah, and that's how he probably lands those fucking devastating knockout blows. But I don't know, man. It's gonna be a close fight. I can see Teymur landing a lot more often just because he fights with his hands up. So I'm probably gonna have to go with you and go with the dog as well, with Teymur.
You gonna bet on him?
I think so. Depending on what the odds are, we'll see. But yeah, man, I'm fucking anxious for these odds to come out. So
hopefully tomorrow.
See how it goes.
But all right, dude, call the next fight. We got 3 left.
All right, hold on a second. All right, next fight. We got some old geezers fighting. I don't know why Evans is still fighting. He's a great guy. He has a lot going for him, and I mean, why do you want to get punched in the head, bro? There's no way you're gonna. I don't really think Rashad Evans has a way of becoming a champion. But hey, man, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. I'm no one to tell you. I'm no one to tell anyone to retire. But he's going to be fighting Dan Kelly, who I think, in my mind, has a little bit more momentum riding his side. He actually has some more recent wins as opposed to Rashad. I can't remember the last time he has a win inside the octagon. It was probably before John Jones dethroned him, right? Was that John Jones that dethroned him? Might have been his last win against like Chuck Liddell or like something stupid like that. I don't know who it was.
Evans fought Glover Teixeira. That was the last fight. And he got knocked out in like a minute.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to say, when was Evans' last win? Was it like Chuck Liddell? I can't remember.
Did he beat Bader? I don't even remember.
I think he lost to Bader, but
Oh, I forget what his last one was.
I don't know. I can't remember, but I don't know. I'm probably going to be betting with Kelly on this one just because he's actually more in the game, to be honest. I think Rashad's head's kind of out of it. He's just kind of fighting just to fight, and I think the game just kind of passed him up. As opposed to Kelly, he still kind of hangs in there. What about you?
Yeah, Kelly's impressed me, man. I mean, he just keeps on winning. He's gonna be the dog in this fight. I'm definitely picking Kelly, but I don't know if he can take down Rashad Evans. Like that's the whole game. Like I know it could be a bad matchup for Kelly because Rashad Evans is gonna be faster out there. He definitely has the better hands. But you gotta fade a guy like Rashad Evans. I mean, he's dropping down to 185. I mean, he has a retirement talk. He hasn't fought in a long time. He just got brutally knocked out against Teixeira. Where's his head at? You know, he looks good, but I mean, I think he can gas out pretty fast, and Kelly has very good cardio. So I'll be picking Kelly. I might bet on him. We'll see, but I'll be picking Kelly. All right, this should be the main event of the whole night. I mean, we got Tony.
This should be the fucking main event.
This is the main. This is the main event. This is not the co-main event, but this is the main event. We got Tony Ferguson versus Khabib. This is a very good fight. I mean, I've been thinking about this fight for a long time.
The Eagle, Khabib, the Eagle.
The Eagle versus the El Kukui, Tony Ferguson. So, yeah,
the
man. El
The
Kukui, the boogeyman. Anyways, so the boogeyman, Tony Ferguson. Trying to talk shit already? Are you nervous about Khabib losing or what? Okay, let me start my debate real quick. Okay, so anyways, yeah, we've been thinking about this fight, dude, for a long time. Should have been, a year and a half ago, but there's been a lot of stuff that's happened. But anyways, let me get into the debate. We got Tony Ferguson.
Didn't Ferguson get hurt? Didn't Ferguson get hurt or no?
He got hurt last time, but Khabib got hurt the first time.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, man. I do think that Tony Ferguson is going to win this fight. I think he has the better cardio. And one thing before I talk about, because this is a long debate, he definitely has the better card in this fight. He has the better heart.
Okay, when you say that, though, right, can I just say something real quick?
Go ahead.
In Dagestan, Russia, those are mountains as well. So
okay, hold on. Khabib's style, bro, is not made for 5 rounds. I hope you know that. Is he going to go out there and starch Ferguson in the first round?
How do you know it's not made for 5 rounds? You don't know his cardio.
His style is not for 5 rounds. There's no way he couldn't. When he did the Michael Johnson, there's no way he could have done that another round. No way. Tony Ferguson gets better, bro.
Need another round.
Okay, hold on. Let me do my discussion and let you talk. I won't interrupt you. But
all right.
Tony Ferguson gets better.
You can't interrupt. You can't interrupt me. What?
I'm not gonna interrupt you. Tony Ferguson gets better throughout the fight. His cardio is, elite. He has very good cardio. He's a very well-rounded fighter. He has the reach in this fight as well. And obviously on the feet, he's way better than Khabib. Khabib is terrible on the dude. He is terrible on the feet. You gotta admit, he's one-dimensional. He's a very good grappler, and he's very good at putting guys on the ground. But can he take a guy like Tony Ferguson and lay on him? I don't think so. I mean, Tony Ferguson's going to be elbowing the shit out of him on the back. I think he can even do some transitions. We don't want Tony Ferguson on the ground, Khabib, but I don't think I think he has a good get-up game. I think he could keep this fight in the feet. His movement is so awkward. He's super fast out there. He's definitely way better on the feet, like I already mentioned. The better cardio. There's so many more ways to win for Tony Ferguson in this fight.
He just keeps saying the same thing over and over again. He just keeps saying better cardio. He's better on the feet. I think that's all I keep hearing.
It's true though. I mean, does Tony Ferguson does he have the better cardio? Yes. Is he the better?
You don't know that. You don't know who has the better cardio. They both have very good cardio.
Ferguson has the best cardio in the division.
And this dude trains. Okay, so Ferguson trains in Big Bear, and Khabib, he trains in Dagestan, fucking Russia. He's been training with bears and shit like that in the fucking in the cold. Have you heard of fucking Russia in the wars and shit? How people have tried to take over Russia, but they can't. Because it's so fucking cold.
All Khabib does is
go for that.
Yeah,
all that. Well, that's where he fucking trains.
All he does is go for the takedown. All he does is go for the takedown. He's gonna gas himself out. He's not gonna be able to take down Tony Ferguson and will. I'm not done yet, bro.
I thought it was my turn.
Not yet. Anyways, if he leaves his neck out, he's going to get darts because Tony Ferguson is not a slouch on the ground. Khabib's beating all these freaking jobbers on the ground. Michael Johnson stuff too.
Dos is a jobber?
That was a different RDA.
Wait, what happened when Michael Johnson fought? What happened when Michael Johnson fought Khabib?
That was 10 fights ago. That doesn't mean anything, bro. What happened when Khabib fought Gleison Tebow? That's what I thought.
He won.
Khabib. He shouldn't have won. He got robbed. He shouldn't have won that fight.
He did not get robbed, bro.
He did not win that fight. Okay, let's not bring up past fights. Tony Ferguson's
brought
way
it
better
up.
than he was. Tony Ferguson's way better than he was 10 fights ago. I'm just like so pumped for this fight because I know Khabib's a very good fighter. You can't underestimate him, but I don't think he can take. I don't think he can lay on a guy like Tony Ferguson. I mean, Tony Ferguson is so good everywhere, in my opinion. And like I mentioned before, Khabib. Hold on, the Michael Johnson fight. Let me say this real quick. He stuffed 2 takedowns and he went for a stupid guillotine. Tony Ferguson's not going to do that, dude. Tony Ferguson actually has a ground game, unlike any of the guys Khabib has fought. So I just think Tony Ferguson can match him on the ground. I don't think he's going to get sub. I think he can make this a tricky fight, and I don't see Khabib lay on him. Do you? And if he does, it's going to favor Ferguson because the new scoring. So how do you see Khabib winning?
Oh, is it my turn?
You know what? Hold on. I got 10 seconds left.
Is it or no?
Okay, so with all that being said, I got Tony Ferguson. I got a 5-unit bet on him at 165. I'm probably going to bet him in the distance, and I'm probably going to bet him with Bektic. So I got Ferguson in this fight all day. I mean, I do not see how he loses this fight. I think he's way better than Khabib in this fight. I think he's way more ways to win. I don't see him losing. No way. No way. All right, so I got Ferguson. Go ahead.
All right, so I was trying to like listen to the shit you said, but you're going a mile a minute. So I have to disagree with how you think that Ferguson has a better cardio. You're right with the fact that Ferguson's style is better for 5 rounds. I do have to agree with you there because he's a little bit more fluid as opposed to Khabib. He is more offensive. He's attack like that. I have been watching him, and at first, you can say that Khabib's style is to lay on you, but I watched the tape again, and his Khabib style is not to lay on you. Khabib's style is to take you down, is to pass your guard, and he's to trap your arm. And he traps your arm in a crucifix, side control somehow, or sometimes when they try to get up, he reaches over with his other arm and grabs the other arm, so you're kind of trapped with one arm like this, and then he's got the other arm punching your face, and it's very hard to defend. So I mean, he doesn't. It's not like, yeah, I understand that the new scoring system doesn't favor holding, but Khabib doesn't hold you. He traps you down and he fucking ground and pounds you. The one thing that I do that concerns me about Ferguson is his fucking chokes. Those are fucking threatening and scary. And I do see him threatening. And if he fucking threatens Khabib, then that might make Khabib think twice about how he wants to take him down. But as opposed to the striking, I don't think Ferguson hits that hard, bro. He does have the striking advantage when it comes to striking, but I don't think he hits hard enough to knock him out. I think Khabib's still going to find a way to close the distance. He's probably going to fucking get a body lock on him, and he's probably going to trip him or fucking throw him onto the mat and pass his guard. He's not going to stay in his guard, bro. He's not going to let I don't think he's going to let him choke you. Like who has Ferguson knocked out in the UFC?
That doesn't mean anything. He hurts you and he gets a sub, to be honest. He's not a knockout guy.
Wait, but so what's the answer to my question?
That doesn't mean anything. That's not his game. He doesn't knock out dudes. He hurts you on the feet and he just gets a sub. Do you really think that Khabib could even do you
Wait,
think
so you don't want to answer my question?
That doesn't mean anything. That's a terrible, in my opinion.
So you don't want to answer my question?
That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't.
Well, do you don't want to answer my question or not?
Who has Khabib knocked out in the UFC?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up, but probably not anyone. But he subbed someone. Hey, what happened?
Ferguson's a finisher, bro. A finisher. He's go look at his record. A finisher. He subs you. And I do think that he could hurt Khabib on the feet and get a finish as well. So if Khabib does not get this fight to the ground, it's over. You really think he could hang with Ferguson on the feet? There's no way. None.
When has Khabib not been able to take it to the mat?
He has. He has never fought someone like Ferguson, though. Ferguson has great defense, great takedown defense, great get-up game. This movement, man, I'm telling you right now, that's why Tony Ferguson's so good. His movement out there is very good, unpredictable. I mean, come on. Do you really think that Khabib is going to go out there and make a statement and take him down and just lay on him? There's no way. Ferguson's always looking for a finish. He's a black belt as well. He's good off his back. Go watch his fight versus Josh Thompson. He had good triangles off his back. So I don't think I think he's not a jobber on the ground at all. He's a very good ground game. Obviously, Khabib has a better ground game. I'm not arguing with you. He does. But I don't think Ferguson's a dying rat on the ground. He has a good ground game.
No, probably not a dying rat, but maybe like a goldfish.
You gotta admit that Ferguson has way more ways to win this fight.
He has more ways to win. He has one more way to win.
He has like 10 more. He has so many more.
On the stand-up, and that's in the stand-up department.
No,
that's it.
Way more than. Come on, he has more heart, the better chin.
Who does Ferguson train with? Who does Ferguson train with?
He trains at freaking 10 Plan Jiu-Jitsu, bro, with Alan Joban and a lot of good guys. Who's Khabib train with?
Probably just get faded.
Who does Khabib train with?
He trains with fucking Bears. He trains with Bears as well as Rockhold and Cormier.
Yeah, a bunch of guys that are like fat and on freaking steroids and shit. Doesn't make anything.
Yeah, I don't want to train fat and roided out guys. Do you? Those guys are fucking strong. Those and Khabib's 155 are training with some big motherfuckers. He probably grapples with them.
Yeah, Khabib is not the bigger dude in this fight. You know that, right? Tony Ferguson walks around at 200 pounds.
He's taller, but I bet you Khabib, what I was trying to say is Khabib grapples with bigger dudes. So he's used to
I don't see Khabib manhandling Ferguson. I don't. Like, if he gets him down, I think Ferguson's going to get right back up.
Dude, Ferguson's skinny, bro. Khabib's going to break him.
There's no way he's going to break him. He's not going to break Tony Ferguson. Bro, we can go all night, man. There's so many more ways to win, man. And that's why
I got Khabib by sub, homie.
No way. He's not going to sub Tony Ferguson.
Kimura.
There's no way.
Kimura.
Ferguson's going to tire him out and get a late finish. He's going to drag him in
break. Khabib by break.
You can't finish Tony Ferguson. You can't.
You talk too much.
You talk too much. You have one way. Oh, Khabib's going to go take him down. He's not going to take them down, bro. I don't think he's going to be able to manhandle Tony Ferguson. That's Khabib's
only way. That's Khabib's only way. I mean, obviously, yeah, I agree. I agree. Ferguson has more ways to win. But when has anyone stopped Khabib from taking them down?
You know, I will admit that no one has recently, but Michael Johnson was doing good, and then he made a dumb rookie mistake. Tony Ferguson actually was getting desperate because he was getting desperate. There's nothing. There's nothing he was doing. He was stuffing a takedown, and Khabib was going for another. I will tell you what, though, I am interested to see what will happen in the 4th and 5th rounds of the fight. When Khabib's gas out, Ferguson breaks him and gets a finish. So Ferguson is by far the best fighter that Khabib's ever fought, and Khabib's the best fighter Ferguson's ever fought. Khabib's never fought anyone like Ferguson. Nobody that has that movement out there, that has a ground game, he's good on the feet. But I'm telling you right now, like I mentioned earlier, none of those fighters have a good ground game like Ferguson. Ferguson's going to be elbowing the shit out of him off his back. He's always going to be looking to improve, always going to be looking for the finish. And that's what I love about Ferguson. He doesn't quit. He has too much heart out there, way more heart than Khabib, way better chin. You're not going to break a guy like Tony Ferguson. So it's a very great fight. I got Ferguson. You got Khabib. Let's call the main event, and then I want you to watch Khabib cry out there and get that loss, and we watch it together. Because I will let you know when Tony Ferguson beats Khabib, you're going to get so much shit from me for 4 years. 40 years.
4 years? Oh, my God. That's such a long time.
Tony Ferguson's the best lightweight in the world. There you go. All right, so the main event, we got Wonderboy Thompson versus Tyron Woodley. You know, the draw was a very good fight. It was a 5-round war. I got Wonderboy, man. I'm not going to bet on this fight, but I do think that he can win this fight. I know a lot of people were on Woodley, and Woodley is a good fighter, man. I mean, he showed he had good cardio, too. And he has very good hands. He's a good wrestler, but the fact that Wonderboy gained 10 pounds of muscle, I think it's going to be harder for Woodley to take him down. And Wonderboy already had a good takedown defense, but I just think he needs to use his kicks more, keep a little more distant, and I think he can really tee up Tyron Woodley in this fight. So it's a very close fight. That's why I'm not betting, because I know Woodley's a very good wrestler and a very good fighter. But I think
wait, I got a question. Why is more muscle? Why is lifting weights going to help you defend a takedown?
I don't think Woodley's going to be able to take him down.
Wrestling? Wouldn't it be like to practice wrestling or some shit like that, not lifting weights?
he's 10 pounds bigger now. I think it's gonna be harder for him for Woodley to get the takedown. We'll see. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I think it's an
They still
advantage.
gotta weigh. They still have to weigh in 170 pounds. So what do you mean they're going to be bigger?
I think it's gonna be harder for Woodley to get in. How many times did he take him down the first fight? I mean, he didn't really control him.
Woodley didn't really try to take him down. He only tried like one time.
Wonderboy has good takedown defense. I just think he needs to stay at
that
distance.
fight was fucking close, right? I watched it again and I gave it 3 rounds to Wonderboy, 2 rounds to Woodley, but I think Woodley won the fight. I gave the 10-8 rounds to Woodley, both of those fucking first and 4.
I think it was a draw like it was, but
it should have been a draw or Woodley won, because this is why I think Woodley should have won. Because like when Wonderboy won the rounds, like he barely won, as opposed to Woodley, when he won the rounds, it was like dominant and decisive, and he almost finished him. You know. But my bad. Go ahead. Keep going.
No, I don't even want to break down this fight. Like all I want to do is talk about Tony Ferguson. That's all I want to do. I don't want to talk about this fight, but we have to. But yeah, man, I think Wonderboy is going to win this fight. Like I already mentioned, I think he gets tough to take down. I think he's going to use his distance more, use more kicks. He's the faster guy out there. Actually, I don't know if he's the fastest guy. That's kind of close. Woodley might be the faster guy, but I do think that Wonderboy has more tools on the feet for sure. So if he sucks to take down, I think he can win. But it's a close fight, not a confident pick. I'll pick Wonderboy. What about you?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's going to be a close fight, man. But I'm going to have to disagree with the decision. I'm probably going to go with Woodley. I don't think those 10 pounds of muscle is a good idea for Wonderboy. I think the reason Wonderboy won those rounds was because he was able to be a little bit lighter on his feet, and he was able to put out a little bit more volume. He might not be quicker than Woodley, but he does have a little bit more endurance. It seems like it. So that's what I think was his tools. But now that he's packing on some muscle, that he might be a little bit like that might slow him down a little bit, you know, and that might give Tyrone the advantage. To be honest, I don't think it's very smart to gain muscle when he's already that big at 170. You know, I think it's just going to make the weight cut a little bit harder for him. But who knows? That's just a guess. Let's just go off of fucking what we saw from last fight. And last fight was that on the strike. I mean that Tyrone, he was able to take away the kicking by catching his foot and taking him down. And if he does that again, I think that's going to be very important for him, because you want to take away the kicking from Wonderboy. And Tyrone can do more takedowns and close the distance and land that right hand shot. I mean, he can put him out with that right hand shot. Anyone can go out with that shot. Woodley has. He's got that power, and I think if he's able to close the distance, hit him with the shot, and threaten the takedowns, he can get the win. I'm gonna go with Woodley for the win. Probably do a straight bet on him for the dog money.
Good luck, man. It's gonna be a close fight. All right, so the lines are out, so we can't really talk about our bets. But I have one bet play so far. I got 5 units on Tony Ferguson v. Khabib at plus 165. We'll put all of our bets in the comment section or in the bio, whatever. I'm definitely gonna bet on Teymur for sure, and then I'm thinking about betting on Luke Sanders and probably Bektic for sure. Probably put him in parlay, and then maybe Tyson Pedro. What about you?
I like Pedro. I'm probably gonna bet on Woodley, Pedro, maybe Pedro. I'm also gonna maybe also bet on Hunt so far, and then maybe do a parlay with Khabib and Gastelum.
Good luck, man. We have a friendly $20 bet on Khabib and Ferguson, and I know that after Ferguson beats Khabib, you're going to be in a bad mood. So I'm not going to bother you about it. But I mean, I honestly, I can't overlook Khabib because he's obviously an undefeated fighter, and he has a very good ground game. He's a good grappler. So I mean, I'm not sitting here saying Khabib sucks. He obviously doesn't. I'm an idiot if I say that. Khabib is a very good fighter. I just think that Tony Ferguson has more ways to win, like I mentioned 40 times, and I think that's the X factor. But we'll see what happens, man. I mean, it's gonna be a great fight. We're gonna watch it together, and yeah, man, let's do this. We'll be back in next week for the Brazil card. It's a very good card, And let us know in the comments below who you guys like between Ferguson and Khabib. Let us know, and we'll be back soon. Later,
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. 209 is gonna be sick.
Go Ferguson.
Peace. Team Khabib.
Team Ferguson,
Khabib
baby.
time.